So when is the right time to buy a house? Great question. Stay tuned, and that's what we're going to be talking about next. Before we get started, I want to give a special shout out to these wonderful new homeowners. Previously, I worked with them to secure rental properties and eventually prepare them to buy a home of their own. And this year, congratulations to all of them. They are now homeowners. Yes, they went from renters to being homeowners. So a special congratulations to all of them. Hi guys, this is Natasha with SoulByNat.com coming to you today with another video. If this is your first time watching, welcome. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. You will get new videos every Tuesday. And on my channel, I enlighten, educate, and guide people through the buying and selling processes. And I do that because I want people to improve their lives and build wealth by owning real estate. So let's get into it. Today, we are going to discuss 4 misconceptions that people have when buying a home. Those misconceptions are, I'm too young, I'm too old, it's cheaper to rent than it is to buy, and lastly, I have to live there for 30 years. I'm going to link together the first 2 misconceptions. I'm too young to buy a home and I'm too old to buy a home. Now, I recently posed a question on my social media accounts, and I also asked past clients, how old were you when you purchased your first home? And I was delighted and also a little surprised to see that a lot of people purchased their home when they were in their 20s, which is a great thing. But also, the numbers kind of varied, and I will go ahead and put that together in a chart. I want to say off the top of my head that the oldest person that bought a home that answered my question may have been in their 40s, which is no problem. Like, I have 2 clients now that are renting right now, but they're working on getting, things in order. And it has been a goal for them to buy a home. Listen, I'm all for goals and I'm all for achieving goals. I don't think you should have a cap on what age and what time. And if it works for you and you have a plan, go for it. If you're still trying to decide between the two, whether you should buy young or wait and buy when you're a little bit more seasoned, my answer to that question is buy now. Don't get caught up in the numbers. If you are in the position to buy now. The third misconception that we're going to discuss today is that it's cheaper to rent than it is to buy. And that is true for some markets, but if you are in a market like Georgia, where I'm located, if you can pay rent, you can pay a mortgage. My rule of thumb, and this is, this is kind of the number that I go off of. If you are paying $1,200 or more in rent, then you can find a mortgage. You may be able to make it work paying less depending on how much money you have to put down. That's where we'd really need to run the numbers. But my rule of thumb is that I go off of $1,200. If you're paying that, then I believe that you can afford a mortgage. Of course, it's going to depend on the type of home that you want and the area that you want to live in. The last misconception that we're going to discuss today is that if I buy a home, I have to live there for 30 years. And I was actually surprised that this was even a misconception. I guess it's just, you don't know what you don't know. So there are 30-year mortgages. There are 15-year mortgages. You do not have to stay in the home for the length of how long your mortgage is. You can always sell it. You can sell it at any time. So don't think that if I buy a home, I have to live there forever. That's just not true. There is a quote that says, do not wait to buy real estate. You buy real estate and wait. Okay, so the earlier you can buy real estate, of course you want to be financially responsible. But if you are in that place, go ahead and buy. Don't let it hold you back. Real estate is one of those things, the longer you sit on it, the longer you hold it, the better your return on investment is going to be. Of course, you need to have some know when to hold them, know when to fold them in there, so that you can navigate the market and protect your investment. But at the same time, generally, the longer that you sit on it and hold it, the better it's going to be. I told this story before. I think I recorded a video on it, but I once met this lady. She was in her retirement age, and she mentioned that she had rental properties that supplemented her income. And I was curious, and I asked her how she ended up, getting into rental property. And she said her husband got into it back in the day, and it turned out to be a blessing to her because her husband has since passed, and the rental profit from those properties supplements her income. So I just think that's a wonderful thing. I've also sat with another homeowner. She wanted to sell at the time, and she told that when she was, first started, she was younger, she went to a realtor and asked them about renting, and the realtor mentioned to her, why not buy? She said it was not on her mind, but following the realtor's lead, she went ahead and bought, and it had been such a blessing for her through the years because she ended up selling some of her property to pay for her children to go to school. And then, her buying that first property, that turned to her second property, and so on and so forth. And she traveled for work. I can't remember if this lady had a VA and she was able to make it work, but I've talked to people that have made it work then, with the VA, and they, use things to their advantage. And knowledge is power. If you don't know, you just don't know, and you won't better yourself. So go out there, get educated, see what your options are. Don't think of real estate as just, oh, I need some place to live. Real estate is an investment. And I'm also going to link to a post. Check the description box that I wrote about that. Think of real estate as an investment. An investment, yes, it's going to take care of you now, but it's something that you can leave to your children. You may end up selling it and can take that profit to go on and buy more property, or to invest in a business, or to pay for your kids to go to school. I mean, there's just so many things and benefits that you can get out of real estate. And that's why I just love what I do. And that brings me to my final point. There is no one rule when it comes to when is the right time to buy a home. It's going to depend on your situation. Of course, we're going to look at where the economy is, but even when the market crashed, people that bought right after the market crash, man, they saw so much gain from it. So, the market is what the market is. The market is going to do what the market's going to do. Find out. Don't wait, because waiting, it will never happen. I mean, you're just going to sit and wait, and things are going to pass you by. Take action. Take a first step in the right direction. Find out what you need to do to buy, whether that's your credit, whether that's finding out what you need to pay down, what you need to pay off. One nugget that I want to leave with you is that you are paying somebody's mortgage. If it's not your own, it's someone else's. It's your landlord's, or the investors in your apartment complex, but you're paying a mortgage. So why not put that into you? Put that into your family, your legacy, okay? Put it into an investment for you. Thank you for watching. I hope you took away something from it. My goal is to always bring you value. I want to bring you helpful and informative information, something that you can take and apply it to your situation. Please share this video with others. If you know someone is in the market to buy a home and they've been kind of on the fence, please go ahead and share this with them. If there are topics that you want me to talk about, to bring you content on, please go ahead and leave that in the comment box. You can always email me, text me, call me. My contact information will be in the description box below. Again, thank you for watching. Have a blessed day. Stop saying okay, Tasha. I've realized that I say okay, so, and okay, so, and those could be a song for me. But that's why, if you ever gone to Toastmasters or you watch any of these coaching and speaking experts, they tell you to record yourself. So I am learning. I'm going, come on, focus. Focus, man. Okay. I was delighted to see I'm going to I'm going to lump together the first two I'm going to lump together the first two